want to come help me teach a class? Poppy? Alright, she's not even looking at me, so I guess that's a no. Alright, well, let's get started. Poppy's my cat, in case anybody's wondering, but what we're here to go over, as wonderful as my cat is not my cat, and what we're here to do. Over the next 6 weeks, we're going to be going over what I'm calling the visual storytelling toolbox, which means I'm going to be giving you different Alright, so now I've gotten that out of my system. So the visual storytelling toolbox is basically just going to be me giving you tools to help beef up stories that you might already have. So whether that is a comic book, a graphic novel, which can be like either very similar to a comic or a comic and a novel combined, so you have like the panels and the text, or it can just be, say, you've already gotten a short story written out and you just want to add pictures to certain moments. That is what the visual storytelling toolbox is going to help you with, whether it's plotting, character development, like building an environment, or just in general tools to help you get better at what you're doing. So if you have ever played a video game where there's character creation or maybe like character customization, or if you've been watching Avatar lately and you've maybe just a little bit thought about, what type of bender would I be? There's a chance that you are no stranger to character creation at all, or character development rather. So that's basically where we're going to start, except instead of building a character from, I don't know, maybe say the Avatar universe, which I would be an earthbender, by the way, just so you know. Instead of building a character from a different universe that already exists, or just inserting one, we're going to be designing a character from scratch for our own stories and future references. Now, I do want to add that while we're building a character from scratch, that doesn't necessarily mean that building a character from another universe is a problem. Because honestly, it's very fun. I've done it before. I mean, honestly, who doesn't want to think about what kind of bender they would be from Avatar, or anything else of that matter, like what your stand from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure would be. It's fun. It's fun to think about. It's a good exercise, and it's honestly great for character design in general. Like, it's just a fun tool. If you don't feel like, you know, creating a whole environment or world from start to finish right now, go ahead and just, I don't know, pick any of your favorite things that have like maybe a different type of world than what the world we exist in now is, and think about how just think about how anybody else would go into that situation. It's fun. And who knows, maybe from those characters that you build for a story that already exists, you'll be able to morph into something that is your own and completely separate from what it originally started. So something that I'm going to be working on as we go forth, I'm going to be using characters that I designed back in college that I haven't worked on ever since. So it's been about 4, 5, 6 years since I've touched these characters. I'm going to pop them over here. They are as you can see, they are a group of little monsters. This is the only art I can find of them. It's a watercolor color composition I had done for a comic book panel that I had designed for them. Sorry. And basically we're just going to redesign them. We're going to have some fun. So my whole concept for these characters was that they were going to be going into a story that was fun, adventurous, maybe a little Scooby-Doo-ish, mildly spooky, and also a little bit of slice of life in its down moments, meaning that it can be like very kind of relaxing and heartwarming. So that meant that I was taking a lot of inspiration from my favorite things, whether it's a movie about kids going on an adventure to fight robbers and find pirate treasure, or fight literal monsters, or just so that the babysitter can get the kids home before the parents do. But it also meant that in terms of character design itself, I was taking inspiration from my other favorite things, which tend to be monsters, especially ones that are inspired by classic Universal movie monsters. So like Frankenstein, Wolfman, The Creature of the Black Lagoon, Mummy, all that kind of stuff. They're all things that I love and thought that I could have fun with and bring maybe a sense of humor, but also a sense of like whimsy and like childlike adventure along the way. So for me, that meant designing a group of misfit monster kids who solve mysteries and go on adventures, or maybe just accidentally break into their inventive father's chemistry lab. So all those things in mind, we're going to move forward with going on a drawing adventure of revisiting a character that I have called Gil, and he is a amphibious type of lagoon monster, much like Creature of the Black Lagoon inspired. So what you're seeing right now is me pulling up images that I put together of things that inspired me for the character, which for Gil was of course the Creature of the Black Lagoon, along with Abe Sapien from the Hellboy comics and a Fishman pirate from One Piece. But also a variety of fish from South America, as one of Gil's parents is a creature of a South American lagoon specifically. So I'm taking some of their colors and markings and plan on adding them to him. And also mohawks. We can't forget those. Now you're going to see me scrap what I had and start over, because I didn't particularly like what I had, because for me, Gil doesn't really look that menacing as I felt he looked right here, and he's generally a more approachable character. So I started over and I shot for that, and I feel better about the result this time. Just because I think it might be helpful, if you guys need help with poses or anatomy, Miyuli Art on Twitter has great resources, but you can also look at posemaniacs.com or take your own reference photos. If there's anything that you guys can take away from this, I hope that it's just that you'll create something that you'll love. Think about stuff like, do they prefer pickles? Do they like cats or dogs better? How do they interact with people who might have different feelings from themselves? And remember to create characters that are different from each other. Ultimately, make something that you care about, that interests you. Create characters based off of yourself or your friends. Deep dive into it. Goof around and just have a good time. I can't emphasize the importance of having fun enough. And honestly, that's about it. I love you guys, drink water, and take care of yourselves. Mwah.